Want to step into the past? The Navajo National Monument in Arizona is the perfect place to start. These ancient cliff dwellings will give you a glimpse into the lives of the people who once called them home. Let's explore their history and importance together. The Navajo National Monument is located in the heart of the Navajo Nation in northeastern Arizona. This beautiful park is home to some of the best preserved cliff dwellings in the United States. These incredible structures were built by the ancestral Puebloan people, also known as the Anasazi, who lived in the area from around 1250 to 1300 AD. The ancestral Puebloans were skilled farmers, artisans, and architects who built their homes high up in the cliffs to protect themselves from the harsh desert environment. Today, the Navajo National Monument stands as a testament to their ingenuity and resilience. The Navajo National Monument is home to 3 incredible cliff-dwelling sites that are sure to take your breath away. Let's take a closer look at each one. Betatakin. This site is located in a huge alcove that's 452 feet high and 370 feet across. It's like a giant natural shelter carved right into the side of the cliff. The ancestral Puebloan people who lived here sure knew how to pick a spot with a view. Betatakin was home to around 125 people at its peak, and they built some pretty impressive structures. The main attraction is a large, multi-story building that's nestled right into the back of the alcove. It's made out of sandstone blocks and wooden beams, and it's held together with a special mortar made from clay and ash. The building has over 135 rooms, including living spaces, storage areas, and even a large ceremonial room called a kiva. One of the coolest things about Betatakin is the way the builders used the natural shape of the alcove to their advantage. They built their structures right up against the curving walls of the cliff, which helped to protect them from the elements and keep them nice and cool in the summer heat. Keet Seal, which is actually the largest of the 3 cliff dwellings at Navajo National Monument. It's located about 8 miles from Betatakin, and it's a bit of a hike to get there. But trust me, it's worth the effort. Keet Seal is different from Betatakin in a few ways. For one thing, it's spread out over a larger area along the cliff face. Instead of one big building, there are several smaller structures that were home to around 150 people. The buildings at Keet Seal are also a bit more primitive than those at Betatakin. They're made out of rough stone blocks and mud mortar, and they don't have quite as many fancy architectural details. But what Keet Seal lacks in polish, it makes up for in sheer scale and beauty. The site is located in a massive alcove that's over 1,000 feet across, and the views from up there are simply incredible. You really get a sense of how skilled and resourceful the ancestral Puebloan people were when you see how they were able to build thriving communities in such challenging terrain. Inscription House. This is the smallest and most remote of the 3 cliff dwellings, and it's not open to the public due to its delicate condition. But it's still worth mentioning because of the amazing inscriptions and petroglyphs that cover its walls. The inscriptions at Inscription House are like a window into the past. They include handprints, geometric designs, and even some ancient graffiti that gives us a glimpse into the daily lives of the people who lived there. Some of the inscriptions are thought to be religious or spiritual in nature, while others seem to be more playful or mundane. One of the most famous inscriptions at the site is a large circular design that's known as the Inscription House Supernova. It's thought to depict the explosion of a massive star that was visible from Earth around the year 1054 AD. If that's true, it would make this one of the earliest known depictions of a supernova in human history. Pretty cool, right? If you're planning a visit to the Navajo National Monument, you'll be happy to know that the park is open year-round and there's no entrance fee. The visitor center is a great place to start your adventure. Inside, you'll find a museum with exhibits showcasing artifacts from the cliff dwellings and educational programs that will teach you all about the ancestral Puebloan people who once lived here. To explore the cliff dwellings themselves, you have a couple of options. You can join a ranger-led hike, which is a great way to learn more about the history and significance of the sites. Or if you prefer to go at your own pace, you can take a self-guided tour. Just keep in mind that some of the hikes can be pretty strenuous, so it's important to be physically fit and prepared for the journey. When you're packing for your visit, make sure to bring plenty of water, snacks, and sun protection. The desert can be hot and dry, so it's important to stay hydrated and protected from the sun. Sturdy hiking shoes are also a must, as the trails can be rocky and uneven. The Navajo National Monument is more than just a collection of ancient ruins. For the Hopi, San Juan, Southern Paiute, Zuni, and Navajo people who call this area home, the cliff dwellings hold a deep spiritual significance. These tribes are the descendants of the ancestral Puebloan people who built and lived in these structures centuries ago, and they still maintain a strong connection to the land and its history. For these modern tribal members, visiting the cliff dwellings is a way to honor their ancestors and keep their heritage alive. Many of them participate in traditional ceremonies and rituals at the sites, just as their ancestors did. They also work to preserve the dwellings and the artifacts within them, ensuring that future generations will be able to learn from and appreciate this important piece of their history. In addition to maintaining the physical structures, modern tribal members also keep the spirit of the ancestral Puebloan people alive through storytelling, art, and other cultural practices. By passing down the knowledge and traditions of their ancestors, they ensure that the legacy of the cliff dwellers will never be forgotten. Well, that concludes our journey through the Navajo National Monument. We've explored the incredible cliff dwellings of Betatakin, Keet Seal, and Inscription House, and learned about the fascinating people who built them. What do you think life was like for the ancestral Puebloans? Which of the 3 cliff dwellings would you most like to visit? Don't forget to subscribe to the Archaeotrek channel for more adventures into the past, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.